Muletrain!
It is time now for the Muletrain News Program on this Wednesday, December the 28th, 2016, brought to you by Leal's Mexican Restaurant and the First Bank.
Memorial service for James Brown, 72 of Muleshoe, will be held Wednesday afternoon at 2 at the Muleshoe Church of Christ with Mike McDonald of Lubbock and John Knox of Granbury officiating. James died on Christmas Eve in the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. He was born on May the 5th, 1944 in Clovis to D. and Dorothy Harris Brown. He married Diane Wilson here in Muleshoe at the Northside Church of Christ on July the 8th, 1966. James was preceded in death by his mother, Dorothy Brown, who died in 1990, his father, Dee, who died in 2004, his brother, Mac, who died in 2010, and his daughter, Jana Finke, who died last year in August of 2015. James graduated from Lasbuddy High School in 1992 and then continued his education at West Texas State University, graduating in 1967. He got a degree in plant and soil science. After graduation from WT, James and Diane Brown moved to Wellington, where he worked for the USDA Soil Conservation Service, and their first of three daughters, Courtney, was born. Within the next year, they moved to Crosbyton with the Soil Conservation Service, and their second daughter, Jana, was born there. When Jana was 2 weeks old, they moved to Stratford, and they started their first year of farming in 1969. Then they moved back to Palmer County in 1970, and their last daughter was born here in Muleshoe, and she is Debbie. James farmed for the next 45 years, retiring in 2012. James was a member of the Muleshoe Church of Christ. He was a member of the board of the Plains Cotton Growers, serving on the executive committee. James also was on the executive board of Cotton Incorporated, serving as Agriculture Research Chairman. He was a member of the steering committee of Northwest Plains Boll Weevil Eradication Zone, and a member of the board of directors of Plains Cotton Cooperative Association and the Farmers Cooperative Compress. James was past president of the Muleshoe Co-op Gin and Blackwater Agriculture Association. Survivors of James Brown are his wife Diane of the home here in Muleshoe, his daughters Courtney Ware of Bainbridge Island, Washington, Debbie Schultz and her husband Paul of Pflugerville, his son-in-law Scott Finke of Spring, and grandchildren Karen and Clayton Ware, Adam and Meredith Finke, Daniel, Anna, Rachel, Sarah, and Elizabeth Schultz. His nephews Russell, Brandon, and B.J. Brown, and a niece, Stephanie Wright. Please remember all of the Brown family in your prayers. They suggest that memorials be sent to the New Mexico Christian Children's Home, 1356 New Mexico 236 in Portales, and that zip is 88130, or the charity of your choice. You can send online condolences to the family of James Brown at www.ellisfuneralhomes.com. and repeating, James Brown was 72 years of age when he died on Christmas Eve at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. Memorial service for James will be held at 2 Wednesday afternoon at the Muleshoe Church of Christ. Buck Markle, 87, of Floydada, the father of David Markle of Muleshoe, died on Tuesday, December the 20th in Lubbock. Funeral services were held on Monday afternoon at the First Baptist Church in Floydada, and burial was in the Floydada Cemetery. Buck Markle was born on June the 27th, 1929 in Silverton. He graduated from Idlewild High School and then went to work for what was then called Floyd County REA. He was drafted in 1950 and served actively at Fort Carson until 1952, and then in the reserves until 1956. When he returned home, he married Willie Mae Latham on July the 3rd, 1953. They raised 3 sons. He coached many baseball teams. He continued to work at the Lighthouse Electric Cooperative in several positions and mentored many apprentice linemen until his retirement in 1994. He loves spending time with his grandchildren, working with his hand, and gardening. He was preceded in death by 2 brothers, 2 sisters, his parents, his wife, Willie Mae, of 60 years, and a great-grandson, Reed Markle of Muleshoe. Survivors of Buck Markle are 3 sons, David Markle and his wife, Terry of Muleshoe, Keith and his wife, Dulene Markle, and Billy Markle. There are 6 grandchildren, and among them Ryan Markle of Muleshoe, 7 great-grandchildren, a sister, Patsy, Jocelyn, and 2 brothers-in-law, and many nieces, nephews, and friends. If you would like to send a memorial, they suggest that it be sent to Killing It for Creed, K-R-E-I-D, in memory of his great-grandson, or to the First Baptist Church of Floydada. Please remember all of the family of James A. Buck Markle, 87, of Floydada, the father of David Markle of Muleshoe, and also the grandfather of Ryan Markle of Muleshoe. The high in Muleshoe on yesterday was 68 degrees. That was Tuesday. The low was 22. And on Wednesday morning, it was 37 degrees at 7 o'clock when we signed on the air. And now 5 Area Telephone West Plains Telecommunications brings you the weather forecast for Muleshoe, Sudan, Amherst, Earth, and our entire vicinity. But first, a message from our sponsor.
Secure your life with fast technologies available through 5 Area, whether you're in Muleshoe or anywhere in the world. Security and automation services for your home, farm, or business available now through your hometown company, 5 Area. Plans starting now at $20 per month. Fast Technologies offers live and recordable video surveillance. Control your door locks and garage doors, whether you're in your recliner around the corner or in Dallas. Lighting control and motion detection. Door and window sensors. Receive alerts through text, email, or phone. Plans again starting at $20 per month. Call today, 5 Area, 806-272-5533, or go by their website at 5area.com. They will also be happy to give you an on-site demo, so stop by their offices today, 302 Uvalde Street on the west edge of Muleshoe. A DSL internet connection is required. That's home, farm, and business security and automation services available through Fast Technologies at 5 Area. Call 806-272-5533 for more information. Well, a sunny day today on Wednesday with a high for the Muleshoe area around 67 degrees. West-northwest winds between 15 and 20 miles per hour. Gusts as high as 30 miles per hour this afternoon. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 27. West winds around 10 miles per hour, becoming east-northeast after midnight for Wednesday night. Thursday during the day, sunny, a little bit cooler, high only around 49 degrees. East-northeast winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour, becoming south-southeast in the afternoon hours. Mostly cloudy Thursday night, low around 28. South-southwest winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Partly sunny on Friday, high near 51 degrees. Southwest winds between 10 and 20 miles per hour. Friday night, partly cloudy, low around 37. Southwest winds between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Saturday, New Year's Eve, mostly sunny, high near 60 degrees. West winds between 10 and 15 miles per hour, becoming north-northeast in the afternoon hours. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low around 29. North-northeast winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour, becoming south-southeast after midnight. New Year's Day, a slight chance of showers, mostly sunny, high around 55 degrees. South-southeast winds between 5 and 15 miles per hour, mostly clear Sunday night, low around 32. Repeating again today for Wednesday, our forecast for the Muleshoe area calls for a sunny day, high near 67. Windy conditions this afternoon, west-northwest winds between 15 and 20 miles per hour, gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Mostly clear Wednesday night, low around 27. Sunny on Thursday, high around 49 degrees. East-northeast winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy Thursday night, low around 28. 5-area telephone, West Plains Telecommunications, has presented to you this edition of the weather forecast.
Garrett Riley, son of Mike and Marilyn Riley of Muleshoe, has been promoted to an on-field assistant coaching position where he will mentor Kansas University quarterbacks at Lawrence, Kansas. Garrett Riley, who joined the Kansas University staff in the spring of 2016, spent the past season as an offensive analyst for the Jayhawks. Garrett has been a tremendous asset to our program since the day he set foot on campus, said the head coach. Having played under Mike Leach at Texas Tech and worked closely with his brother Lincoln Riley during his time at East Carolina, Garrett Riley has had his hand in some high-powered offenses. His extensive knowledge of the air raid offense has been invaluable as we implement it to our team here at KU, and I'm looking forward to him having an even greater impact in his new role. Garrett Riley earned a bachelor's degree in general business from Texas Tech in 2012. He, of course, is a Muleshoe High School graduate. He was a quarterback on the Red Raiders roster during 2008 and 09 seasons, and as quarterback at Texas Tech, Riley was directly mentored by Mike Leach, the head coach, who was not only head coach but also Riley's position coach. Then Garrett Riley transferred to Stephen F. Austin in 2010 and helped the Lumberjacks there to a Southland Conference title and a #1 ranking for the Football Bowl subdivision. His brother Lincoln Riley, offensive coordinator for OU Sooners, will coach on Monday, January the 2nd at 7:30 on ESPN in the Sugar Bowl out of New Orleans as the Sooners take on Auburn. And of course, Lincoln Riley is also the son of Mike and Marilyn Riley of Muleshoe and a Muleshoe High School graduate, as well as a graduate of Texas Tech.
Well, this Christmas season brought a third grandchild, a new baby, to Jeff and Judy Kaufman. Their third grandchild was born to James and Beth Kaufman in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. April Elizabeth Kaufman weighed 8 pounds and 5 ounces, was 21 inches long, and has 2 older brothers, Micah and Isaiah Kaufman. Of course, her father, James, is a Muleshoe native and an MHS graduate, and her local grandparents are Jeff and Judy Kaufman. So congratulations to all of them. April Elizabeth Kaufman, born this Christmas season to James and Beth Kaufman, was 21 inches long and 8 pounds and 5 ounces.
We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just a moment.
Leo's, the best place to get fajitas, burritos, salads, and grilled cheese. They also have the best seasoning ever. So go to Leo's Mexican Food Restaurant at 1010 West American Boulevard in Muleshoe, Texas. The best Mexican food ever.
This edition of the Muletrain News is being brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant, along with the First Bank, where First Bank is proud to announce First Bank Online, www.fbmuleshoe.com. Transfer funds easily between accounts, make loan payments, view current and previous statement activity, pay bills online with Bill Pay, banking anytime with 24/7 access. Call or come by today. The First Bank here in Muleshoe, 202 South 1st Street, 806-272-4515. The First Bank is proud to announce First Bank Online, www.fbmuleshoe.com. The First Bank is member FDIC.
The Lubbock Avalanche Journal has named its 2016 football super team for all classifications. The first team offensively, Jason Flores, a senior at Muleshoe High School and was a wide receiver this season for the Muleshoe Mules. With a first-year starting quarterback, Jason Flores provided a security blanket in the Mules' pass-heavy offense. The first team all-state selection caught 99 passes for 1,857 yards and 27 touchdowns. The unanimous all-district receiver the past 2 seasons also made 60 tackles and recorded 7 interceptions on defense. On the first team, defensively, defensive lineman Dagan Dunham, also a senior at Muleshoe High School. Dagan Dunham, an all-state honorable mention lineman, finished with 94 tackles, and 63 of those were solo tackles, 11 for loss, and 26 quarterback hurries, 8 sacks. He batted 3 balls down, caused 2 fumbles, and blocked a punt. He also selected to the All-State team last season as well. That's Dagan Dunham. Then Beto Diaz, a senior quarterback for the Muleshoe Mules, named to the second team offensively. Injuries as a sophomore and a junior prevented Diaz from cracking the starting lineup until his final senior season. He certainly made the most of his chance by throwing for more than 4,159 yards, 46 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions. The All-State selection also ran for 882 yards and 12 scores. Offensive lineman Dominic Haslick, another senior at Muleshoe High School, was named to the second team offensively by the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. The All-State honorable mention offensive guard graded out at 95% and recorded 69 knockdowns and 9 pancakes. In a show of his consistency, the honorable mention All-State lineman did not allow a sack all season long. The second team defensively, linebacker Mario Flores, a senior for Muleshoe High School. The All-State honorable mentions selected tallied 181 tackles, 91 of them solos, 6 for losses, 3 sacks, 3 quarterback hurries, 3 interceptions, and forced 5 fumbles. Also, Mario Flores was named the first team All-District as a linebacker. Congratulations to each one of those. Now, also, the Lubbock Avalanche Journal has named their Class 3A football team. Now, this was first I told you about for all classifications. This is just for 3A. And Player of the Year is Jason Flores, a senior at Muleshoe High School. Newcomer of the Year is Beto Diaz, also a senior at Muleshoe High School and quarterback. And Coach of the Year is Brian Huseman of Littlefield, and that's in Class 3A. Also, offensive lineman Dominic Hasley, and also defensively there is Dagan Dunham of the Muleshoe Mules, and Mario Flores, and Donovan Gutierrez, a senior at Muleshoe High School, linebacker. And Gutierrez completed the troublesome tandem touted by the Muleshoe defense. He finished with 189 tackles, 99 solos, 5 for losses, 7 quarterback hurries, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. And that is the Lubbock Avalanche Journal's Class 3A football team for this year. More in sports, and turning to the basketball court, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the Muleshoe Mules varsity team will be playing in the Texaco tournament. And then on Thursday, the girls, the Lady Mules, will play at Seagraves. At 2 o'clock, the JV Lady Mules, and at 3:30, the varsity Lady Mules will play Seagraves there. On Thursday, at the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center, they will serve Sloppy Joe on a bun, country potato salad, carrots and zucchini, and creamy fruit squares with your choice of drinks from 1:30 until 11:30 until 1. Then after that, at 1:30, they will play bingo. There's always with your meal your choice of drink. Friday, fish or chicken strips, beans, green peas, tossed vegetable salad with low-cal French dressing, whole wheat rolls, and tropical fruit mix with your choice of drink. We had a wonderful Christmas break. We went on last Thursday to Dixon, New Mexico. It's about 26 or maybe 30 miles outside of Taos in the mountains. And we had a wonderful time at a beautiful cottage nestled right on the almost creek of the Embudo River, and the Embudo flows into the Rio Grande. And Friday evening, I went to a wonderful singing at the Dixon Library. and it was so much fun. And they, have these beautiful farolitas that they light, and that means welcoming Jesus. Sharon Johnson and her two sons, Trey and Ethan, had come and met Robert and Grayson up on the slopes, and they enjoyed learning to ski. Well, I don't know that they all learned how to ski, but they had a lot of fun. And then they came home on the next day, and we stayed, and we went to Christmas Eve services at the Embudo Presbyterian Church, and we learned a lot. The farolitas, as I had said previously, are lined up usually along a walkway, and in this particular instance, they were in front of the church and forming a giant cross, and they are welcoming Jesus in. And also, the luminarios is the bonfire, and that was out in front of the church after we left the church that Christmas Eve. And I want you to know that I've never heard this, but this is really impressive to me. In the luminario bonfire, you put something that on a piece of paper that maybe you need to get rid of, and you throw it into the fire. And that is maybe something you've done or something that's on your heart that you need to release. And so the Presbyterian minister explained that as we were leaving. And it was a very long service, about an hour and a half. And of course, it had snowed as we had come into Dixon. And it had snowed, as I said. And I mean, it was treacherous walking on the frozen ice and the snow, and it was just a mess. And as we came into this Embudo Presbyterian Church, that's in Dixon, well, actually, it was just absolutely horrible to get in because it was a dirt road and extremely narrow. And I don't know how they got all the people in the church, but they did. That afternoon, up to the cottage where we stayed, well, we had lined up the farolitos on each side of the road and put them down in the snow. And I'll tell you a little tip. If you ever put farolitas out in a bag with dirt in the bottom, be sure and turn the top of the sack down. That way it stays open. And they were, blazing when the snow started falling on that Christmas Eve. We went to the owner of the cottage's home for Christmas Eve dinner of course, tamales and pozole. Is it pozole? Pozole. And it was absolutely a wonderful meal. And it was a memorable occasion, to say the very least. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just one moment. Please stay tuned.
Alan and Carolyn Smyer, along with their daughter Melissa McGehee, are pleased to introduce their line of custom home furnishings at Raising Arrows in their new retail location on the Wild Pavement, 91 County Road 213. That's from Muleshoe. Just take Highway 70 east 3 miles to Farm to Market 3269, the Wild Highway, then head north 4 1/4 miles. The tan brick home with white trim is on the east side of the road and at the very end of the YL pavement, and Raising Arrow sits just next to their home. They are open every Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m., where they have beautiful custom-built furniture and home decor pieces for sale, and they can speak with you about custom ordering any style of furniture they can hand build for you. Call anytime and talk to Alan, Carolyn, or Melissa, 806-965-2974 or 806-946-7328, or go out and see their gorgeous work, perfect for the next time you need to redecorate your surroundings. That's Raising Arrows, open every Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. at 91 County Road 213 at the end of the YL pavement, or call 806-965-2974, 806-946-7328. Alan and Carolyn Smire and Melissa McGehee for custom-built furniture, home decor, or custom orders to fit any style.
At the Muleshoe Area Medical Center at 708 South 1st Street here in Muleshoe, they have 3 new nurse practitioners, Christy Lee, Leo Neria, and working with Dr. Bruce Purdy at the Family Medical Clinic across the street from the hospital is Janice Soto. You can call to make an appointment with Leo Neria or Christy Lee at the number 806-272-7544. That's the Medical Clinic of Muleshoe. The Medical Clinic of Muleshoe is located inside of the hospital, and you call to see Janice Soto, Dr. Bruce Purdy's office at the Family Medical Clinic in Muleshoe. And we welcome to Muleshoe 3 new nurse practitioners who are associated with the Muleshoe Area Medical Center at 708 South 1st Street. Christy Lee, Leo Neria, and Janice Soto.
The California Pizzeria and Salad Bar is now open in Muleshoe next door to Dollar General on West American Boulevard. Dine in, or you can carry out by calling 806-559-8316. Jesus, Ophelia, and Nora prepare light and fluffy, freshly made pizza dough daily, along with a make-your-own salad bar that comes free with every pizza. California Pizzeria is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. till 8 p.m., and now open on Sundays as well from 3 until 8. Order a supreme pizza that comes with 8 toppings, or make your own pizza choosing from pepperoni, beef, sausage, black olives, mushrooms, onions, jalapenos, ham, bell pepper, pineapple, or tomatoes. Choose up to 4 toppings for a medium pizza, now only $7.50, or a large for $8.50. Supreme pizza, $10 for a medium, or $12 for a large. You can't beat those prices anywhere in the area. Light and fluffy crusts along with fresh toppings and a tasty sauce make California Pizzeria your next stop when the whole family is hungry. The best pizza in town is California Pizzeria and Salad Bar on West American Boulevard next door to Dollar General. Dine in with Jesus, Ophelia, and Nora, or you can call for carryout 806-559-8316. They're open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. and Sunday, 3 until 8 p.m. right here in Muleshoe.
On our prayer list, please remember Ed Cox, formerly of Muleshoe, who fell recently and injured his shoulder. Also, please remember Francis Del Toro. At our last report in intensive care at University Medical Center in Lubbock, according to Dora Triana. Remember Francis Del Toro on your prayer list. At Spring Lake Earth High School, during the holiday season, 2 young people who are students at Spring Lake Earth High School have died. Joe Mancinellis was accidentally electrocuted, and of course Macy Foley, who lived in Earth, died of an acute asthma attack. Please remember all of these families in your prayers. Joe Mancinellis and Macy Foley's family. Also, it seems to me it is so much harder to lose a loved one during Christmas season. And remember these families who have all lost loved ones: Freddie Anseldua, D.W. Puckett, Sahara Nicholas, Johnny Atkinson, Danny Olivas, Julie Maxwell of Sudan, Boyd Magby, R.L. Scott, and 97-year-old Lieutenant Colonel Roy H. Elrod, who was born here in Muleshoe. Please remember all of these families in your prayers.
Well, it's just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News, brought to you today by the First Bank, along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. You can hear our latest Muletrain News program rotating on Reach Broadband Channel 6 as well. Find it free of charge on demand anytime you want to listen to it on our website, muleshoetv.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top of the page.
I'm Tumbleweed Smith. Mule Days in Hardin County. Details in a moment on the Sound of Texas.
And the Sounds of Texas are brought to you here on Reach Broadband Channel 6 as well as MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association with offices in Muleshoe as well as in Morton. They're celebrating over 77 years of rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area through Bailey County Electric. They're owned by the members that they serve. Call 806-272-4504. Check them out on their website, bcecoop.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle all hope that you enjoy the Sounds of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
Ed Marcantel grew up in the community of Thicket, near the Big Thicket.
We had a little old TV, and we bought a TV. But you couldn't have the TV. Everybody had to make A's. If you made anything below an A, you couldn't watch TV. So that was the deal Daddy made.
The previous generations of his family dealt with mules.
My grandpa wouldn't let me ride nothing but a mule. He said, a mule will not kill you, horse will kill you. So from the time I was about 8 years old till I was 14, I rode a mule. My grandpa taught me how to plow. I started plowing when I was 4. And then Grandpa was always buying mules. He was a mule skinner. This preacher had a mule, and Grandpa was watching that mule. So Grandpa went over and said, you want to sell that mule? And he said, yeah, sell that mule. Grandpa says, does he ride? And he said, yeah, he rides. Does he plow? Yeah, he plows. He's gentle. Yeah, he's gentle. Grandpa says, okay, Ike. Now they call me Ike. We got us a mule now. Let's go. So we have a barn 400, 800 yards from the house. We had a horse shed on the back. So I grab him up and carry him to the saddle house, and I throw the blanket on him, and he bows up. And I said, Grandpa, I ain't real sure this mule rides. And he said, oh, son, she's just frisky. Throw the saddle on her. So I take the saddle and I throw it on her. And the mule throws the saddle so high that Mama sees it over the barn. And we had a big old cedar tree right in the front. Big old cedar tree had a fork in it. And he drug his head up in that fork of that cedar tree. And he said, saddle her up, son. I saddled her up. When I get on, my head is in the cedar tree. And he just hands me the rope. And I'm in, that mule goes to pitching. That mule, I am up in them cedar trees. I'm down in them cedar trees. We're jumping over plows. We're jumping over everything. We're jumping in the, and Grandpa's had his hat and he hollered, ride him, boy, ride him. And Grandpa's throwing his hat at the mule. Every time the mule quits pitching, he throws his hat. I ride the mule, and she finally stops. And he says, I think that preacher lied to me. I don't think that mule does ride. He said, but she rides now.
Ed Marcantel of Rusk. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.